The Shahada. Every Muslim knows it. I testify that there is no God but God, and I testify that Muhammad is the messenger of God. It is the first pillar of Islam, the gateway to the faith. But what does the Quran itself actually say about this testimony? The answer may surprise you. The fixed ritual statement, I testify that there is no God but God and I testify that Muhammad is the messenger of God, does not appear anywhere in the Quran. Not once. The Brill Encyclopaedia of the Quran states definitively, in the Quran the statement itself is not found as a formula nor is there indication of the ritual act which later Islam has made it. What the Quran does contain are declarations of faith in narrative contexts. In chapter 3, verse 64, God commands Muhammad to say to the people of the book, come to a word common between us and you, that we worship none but God, that we associate nothing with him. If they turn away, say, bear witness that we are submitters. In chapter 5, verse 111, when God inspired the disciples of Jesus, they said, we believe. Bear witness that we are submitters. In chapter 2, verse 285, the Quran gives its most comprehensive creed. The messenger believes in what was sent down to him from his Lord, and the believers. Each one believes in God, his angels, his books, and his messengers. We make no distinction between any of his messengers. And they say, we hear and obey. In chapter 7, verse 172, the Quran describes a primordial covenant. When your Lord took from the children of Adam their seed and made them testify, am I not your Lord? They said, yes, we testify. This is the original testimony in the Quranic narrative, the innate human acknowledgement of God. The word submitter in the Quran is used in its general linguistic sense. It is a description, not yet a proper name. The famous verse 5, verse 3, today I have perfected your religion and favored submission as your practice, uses the word in this sense according to recent scholarship. So when did the fixed two-part formula emerge? The earliest dated evidence comes from the year 71 after the emigration, corresponding to 690 of the Common Era. A tombstone from Aswan, Egypt, bears the inscription, there is no God but God alone, Muhammad is the messenger of God. This is the first dated appearance of both clauses together. Inscriptions and coins from before 690 contain only the first clause, there is no God but God, a confession any monotheist could make. The second clause naming Muhammad appears systematically under Caliph Abd al-Malik between 685 and 705. The Dome of the Rock, completed in 72 after the emigration, features the dual formula. The terms Muslim and Islam as identity labels appear even later. The earliest dated reference to Muslims is from 107 after the emigration, or 725 of the Common Era. The earliest reference to Islam as the name of a religion is from 119 after the emigration, or 737. That is over a century after the Prophet. Fred Donner of Harvard University has argued that the early community called themselves believers, not Muslims. They were a broad monotheist movement that included pious Jews and Christians. Only in the late 7th century under the Umayyads did a distinct confessional identity crystallize. The Quranic testimony is narrative and contextual. The later statement is a fixed ritual formula. The Quran uses submitter as a verbal description. Later, Islam became a religious identity. The Quran never pairs the two clauses as a ritual statement. The dual formula appears only in the documentary record from 690 onward. This is not a judgment on the validity of the testimony. It is a historical observation about how religious identities develop over time. The formula that billions of Muslims recite today crystallized over approximately 1 century, from the time of the Prophet to the building of the Dome of the Rock. Understanding this evolution enriches our appreciation of the tradition. Sources for this episode include the Brill Encyclopaedia of the Quran, Fred Donner's Muhammad and the Believers, Ilka Lindstedt's Study on Islam and Din in the Medinan Quran, the Aswan tombstone inscription, and the Corpus Inscriptionum Arabicarum.